Hey guys, I'm Allison, the Unapologetic Mommy, and I have something kind of stuck in my head right now. Lately, like I said in my first video, I've kind of been struggling with not feeling good enough. Like I just feel like I should be more, like I should do more, I should be super mom, and I know that that's unrealistic. I can't do everything. I can't please everyone. I can't be everywhere at once. And I understand that, but I still feel like I just need to do more. Well, I saw this post on Facebook earlier, and it just kind of stuck with me. It said, maybe your glass isn't half empty. Maybe your glass is too big. And I don't know if this is how it was intended to be interpreted, but I took that as, maybe I just have too big of expectations of myself. And maybe I need to realize that. Maybe I need to just realize that I'm doing the best that I can. And maybe that is good enough. I feel like I struggle more so because I kind of struggle with depression. And I feel like that's another one of those like taboo topics of moms. Like for me, it's hard to talk about struggling with depression because I feel like it almost makes me look weak. Like I'm not being the person that I should be, and that people might not see me as good of a mom because of that. But here's the history on that. In high school, I struggled with it off and on. I had some issues. And as I got older, I didn't really want to take medication all the time for it anymore. And if you do, that's your own personal choice. And, you know, people, I feel like everyone is different. Everyone's choices on how they handle things like that is different. My choice was just to try to just go a different route with it. I preferred therapy over medication, me personally. So through high school and afterwards, I kind of changed the ways that I handled it. As I got older, I feel like my way of handling it for a while was just, I needed a change. Like maybe I'm just stuck in a rut. So I moved a lot, I changed jobs a lot, I went to school here, then I went to school there, I changed who I hung out with, I felt like that helped me. And later on I realized I was like treating the symptom, I wasn't really treating the problem. So like the change helped, but it was always temporary. It wasn't a long-term thing. And then I went for a while where I didn't have any issues. I don't know how, like if you have depression, it could be a completely different thing. But for me, it was always in waves. Like there was days where I'm fine and I am ecstatic with life. And then there's other days where I don't want to get out of bed. I don't even feel like I'm worthy to be friends with people or be a significant other to someone. Like I really felt down about myself. And so it was never like a constant thing. It was always just like a wave of emotions. Just some days are good, some days are bad. Well, then when I got pregnant with my first one, it really hit me really hard during the pregnancy. And I didn't understand. Like I heard about postpartum depression, but I really didn't hear anyone talk about depression during pregnancy. Like that should be the happiest time of your life. You just found out you're going to have a baby, you know? And so, like, I didn't want to talk to anyone about it, because how do you tell someone that you're not happy when you're about to have a baby? And it wasn't that I wanted to have Liam. It wasn't that I didn't want to have a baby. I was very happy about that, but at the same time, like, a wave of emotions came over me, like, am I really cut out to be a mom? Like, should I be doing this right now? Is this really... like, am I mature enough for this? Am I adult enough for this? And there were nights where, like, I cried all night. And I didn't understand. And I talked to some people about it, just kind of, like I didn't tell them the full extent of it, and they were just like, oh, you know, your hormones, your emotions, and everything else. But it was more than that, and I was afraid to really say it. Well, when I had him, it was so weird, because it was like I could feel it just like draining out of my body, and like I didn't feel that anymore. I was finally happy with life again, and I felt this tiny baby in my arms, and it was just like he filled me with happiness and love. And I didn't struggle anymore with depression since then until after I had my second one. And it's hard to really talk about depression, because there's a lot of people that say, if you're unhappy, just go exercise, or you need to eat better, drink more water, or you shouldn't be unhappy. You have a lot of things in life. And I understand that. I know I have a pretty good life. I have a nice man that I love. I have 2 wonderful kids. I have family members that are there for me. I mean, I know that I have a pretty good life. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm ungrateful for the things that I have and the people in my life. It's just, there's days where I don't know, like I just want to cry, and I feel those feelings of like I'm not good enough. I'm not doing enough with them. I'm not teaching them enough. I'm not giving them enough attention, or I don't know, it's just always feeling less than, if that makes sense. But I had another mom contact me. It's been a little bit since she did, but she asked me, have you ever experienced any periods of time where you just kind of felt down after you had the baby? And I could tell, like, what she was trying to say, like she was trying to ask about postpartum depression, but I understand, like, it's kind of hard to talk about, but it should be talked about more. Like, I feel like it's talked about in hushed tones, like it's like whispered to one another, because everyone's kind of ashamed to admit that we're not super mom. I mean, I don't like to admit it, but at the same time, I feel like if I don't talk about it, then who will? Because I kind of wish that one of my friends would have just came out and said, look, these are my struggles, so I have someone to say, you know what, me too. Like, I don't like how there's times where this is a topic that's brought up and moms judge other moms for it. Like, well, why aren't you happy with your kids? I love my kids. It's not the fact that I don't love my kids. I love my kids more than anything in this world. I do. I just don't feel like I deserve them, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like they are the most amazing thing to happen to me, so how am I worthy to be their mother? And that might sound crazy to some people, and I understand that, but that's just my struggles. And so I go back to the whole, maybe my cup is too full. Maybe I have too big of expectations for myself. Maybe I just need to calm down and realize, like, look, just take it day by day. And if you can't do that, take it hour by hour. Focus on one task at a time. Stop taking on 20 billion tasks and think that you need to get everything done and focus on everyone but yourself. That's my issue. I put myself last too often. And I feel selfish if I ever do anything for me. Like, I got a break the other day. Me and my fiance, my parents and his parents, they've given us breaks a few times now, just saying, go have a date. We know you've had it hard lately. Go have a date. And I felt so bad for even accepting it. And then I felt like I couldn't even share it, like, on Facebook or anything, because I didn't want parents to be like, oh, she never stays home with her kids. She never takes care of them. Like, that's my constant fear, is just, like, these people judging me. And I'm like, why? Like, why do I care? I'm, like, torn. Because half the time I care too much, and the other half I'm just like, I'm so done. Why do I even care at all? but I can't stop caring. Like, I know it's stupid, but I can't stop doing it. I just, like I said, I mean, I guess I just want to be super mom, and I feel this fear of looking weak in front of other moms. Like, you see these moms on Instagram and Facebook that they're constantly, like, just looking like a dime nonstop. Got these nice clothes, heels, makeup done. As you can tell, like, I didn't even attempt to look alive today. I just woke up not too long ago, and as soon as I woke up, I had to start changing diapers and getting breakfast going and cleaning up, spit up, and burping and everything else. Like, it's just, I don't even see how some of these moms have time to have their little, like, mommy groups. Like, I see every once in a while on Facebook of all these moms that get together and have wine, and I'm just like, I don't even have time to breathe sometimes. Like, let alone, like, leave the house and spend a few hours away. I mean, there's rare times where I do, and I just feel guilty as hell the whole time. Like, the whole time I miss my kids. I just want to be with them. But, I'm getting off subject. But, this is to all the moms that have those feelings of depression, just like me. You can do this. You can get through this. If you feel like it's too much, step away. Don't be afraid to step away, and don't be afraid to ask for help. I have always been afraid to ask for help. I didn't want to be that mom that people are always like, oh, the grandparents take care of those kids. No, I'm not that mom. But you know what? There's some days where, yeah, I do ask the grandparents for a little bit of help, and I shouldn't be ashamed of that. Everyone needs help sometimes, and everyone needs to focus on themselves sometimes. I feel like when I get overwhelmed is when I get to the point of I put everyone else before me, and it doesn't show until it's too much. Treat yourself. Take care of yourself. Take a breath. If dishes need done, that can wait. If the carpet needs vacuumed, that can wait. What can't wait is your mental health and your own well-being. Take a nap if you get a chance. If you need to read a book to just get your mind somewhere else, don't be afraid to just take 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes, to just focus on yourself. I feel like every parent just needs a breath. And I'm definitely at that point right now. But I finally got some good news for my 2-year-old in the spica cast. He doesn't have to have another surgery. He gets the cast off at the end of January. And so I finally am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm finally feeling like things are looking up. So things will look up for you too. I'm signing off. Have a good one.